Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today on TIP International Radio. I'm your host, Leah Maston. We are showcasing prestigious top professionals from all industries all over the globe to share their experience and stories of success. We have a very special guest joining us today, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. She's an educational consultant for the Learning Development and Standards Division of the People Development Command Section of the Victoria Police. With having over 3 decades of professional experience in education, this woman has certainly proven herself as a dynamic, results-driven leader who has mastered the art of training and assessing programs for police recruits, detectives, crime scene officers, and prosecutors. She is an honored member of the International Association of Top Professionals, IAOTP. Everyone, please welcome Miss Fiona Davis. Hi, Fiona. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, hi Leah, thanks for having me.
We're honored to have you on the show today. Fiona, I know you originally started out as a primary school teacher and were a part of the Australian Army. Tell me about that and how you got started with Victoria Police.
Well, I suppose really I was a primary school teacher for about 10 years and I just got to this point where I needed a change, and I friends were talking about being in the Army, and I just went along, and the next minute that was it. I had sort of signed on the dotted line, and I sort of began my sort of training, and that was it. And then 20 years later, I sort of went, well, time for another change. I'm sort of, getting a bit older in life, and best I sort of, get out and get a different job before I get too old. And I saw this advertisement for Victoria Police and applied, had an interview, got the job, and that's it. And sort of 9 years later, I'm still with them.
That's amazing. It doesn't take you very long to switch directions, does it?
No. But sometimes I think you just have to.
That's definitely true. Tell me, what has been your biggest obstacle that you've had to face, whether in your current position or prior to your position, in order to pursue your goals?
I wouldn't say there's sort of been really an obstacle. I would probably more call it sort of challenges. And I think since joining Victoria Police, I think a lot of the challenges have come from gaining the respect and trust of the sworn police members, because being an educator,
right,
they're not educators, and they're operationally focused, and to try and get them to understand education and education principles and that kind of stuff is very difficult. So I think that I see as a big challenge when you've got to try and talk to them and write training programs with them.
What would be some advice you would give to someone starting out in your industry?
I probably sort of remember sort of some advice I was sort of given when I joined the Army, is basically look, listen and learn. Because in any job, in a new job, you want to look at what's going on, look at your surroundings, look at your people, listen to what they're saying, and then learn from them, learn the job from them, and I suppose other areas would be maybe being professional, really knowing your job, being professional, and never being, I suppose, afraid of asking for help if you really don't know what to do, and then taking that on board. I think that's really probably the best advice.
That's definitely some great advice.
It's easy to good advice. It's never easy to take it.
Yeah, definitely.
Throughout your illustrious career, you have won numerous awards, honors, and featured in magazines worldwide. You received the Australian Army Active Service Medal and the Australian Army Long Service Medal. This past year, I've heard that you were honored at IAOTP's annual awards gala at the Plaza Hotel for Empowered Woman of the Year and Lifetime Achievement Award. And this year, IAOTP is honoring you at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas, which you are to receive the Educational Consultant of the Decade Award. And we're on the front cover of TIP magazine. Congratulations. What would you say has been the highlight of your career or most memorable experience that you have had to date?
Well, I was sort of thinking about this question, and there's, I suppose, probably been maybe three big highlights, and I suppose one of them was maybe commanding Army's Training and Development School for for 2 years, and that's where I really sort of learned a lot about training and development, and I trained other soldiers to be able to develop training and development for the Army. And then obviously when I got deployed to East Timor, again, I was commanding a team of instructors to teach English to the East Timorese Army. I think that was a big highlight and a big challenge. I was over there for 9 months teaching them.
Wow.
And then I think sort of probably since I joined VicPol, I was managing the Victoria Police their exam unit, where we sort of were in charge of all the exams that the trainees at the academy undertook. Yeah, so it's sort of they're quite sort of tough to be able to do all of those things.
Absolutely. When not working, and you have some hobbies, what do you like to do for fun?
Yes. Well, I suppose I do like to read sort of crime stories, so that's one of the big way to relax. I play field hockey, and I umpire field hockey, and that's a winter sport.
Fun.
And then I've just sort of the last couple of years got into designing and making jewellery.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, it's not only interesting, but it's very expensive.
What kind of jewelry?
I really enjoy at the moment seed beading, which is making jewellery out of very small seed beads, and making jewellery out of chainmail.
So you have an incredible amount of patience.
It is, but it's relaxing in a way, just to seeing, putting something together and maybe 2 hours later seeing a finished product or whatever.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's really good. Yeah,
oh,
it can
beautiful.
be frustrating as well when you make a mistake and you've got to unpick it.
Right, for sure.
Yeah. But we've also sort of, got a new dog, so that keeps you busy sometimes, having to walk him and play with him, and so yes, that keeps you on your toes.
Absolutely. I have a dog as well, and it's like having a child.
Yes, well, he's about 18 months, and he's a rescue dog, so he's for all the sort of the troubles he went through when we got him, he's a very smart, very, very affectionate dog, and it's beautiful nature. So we couldn't ask for more from a rescue dog.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Rescues are wonderful. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Looking back, what would you say that you attribute your success to?
Probably knowing my job, being able to know my job, and being willing to learn. Especially as I said earlier on, when you get to a new job, it's sort of look, listen, and learn. I think that's something that's always good, and definitely being professional at what you do. I think that gains people's respect when you can show them that you're very professional, and probably just being able to do a lot of hard work. Get in there and get the work done.
Well, Fiona, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so very honored to have you as a guest.
Yeah, that's good. I loved it. Yeah.
And please, for more information on Fiona, you can visit www.iaotp.com's website.